Hey everybody, I hope you're having a blessed day and hopefully staying warm with this winter weather we've been getting these last few days with the extreme cold temperatures and now a lot of areas getting snow. I just wanted to take this opportunity to touch on the idea of taking life one step at a time and just how important it is to just be at peace and just take a deep breath and know that God works everything out for his good. And when things don't go as planned, just know that God is always one step ahead of us and he goes before us in all things. And sometimes he truly has a reason for why things are altered from what we pictured them to be. And, just an example of this in my life just recently was, just last week, I had dinner plans with a wonderful woman that I've had the pleasure of knowing the last few years who actually went to high school with my mom. But then she ended up, not feeling well, so we had to cancel plans. And I already had it in my mind that I wasn't going to go to my Monday night small group because of the plans. So then I thought, well, I'll just stay home and get some stuff done. And, last minute, my mom informed me that her and my brother were going to a local pizza place for his birthday. And initially, I wasn't even going to go because, they don't get time without me, just the two of them often. But then just last minute, decided to hop in the car and go with them. And, I've got these little tracks that I like to give out that just have like an encouraging word, and then it has space on the back to write your own. And I always like to put, my information on there if anybody needs someone to talk to, or, they can reach out through Facebook, my phone number, whatever. And, I had left a few of those for the employees. And then that night, I got a message from a girl who's probably about my age, and just letting me know that how much she appreciated it and how, she's just been struggling with her faith, and that just receiving that little piece of paper helped essentially just give her that nudge that she had been needing to go deeper in her faith and just get back in touch. And so just, that simple act of just, not knowing what to do. And then turns out, there was, God was working behind the scenes. There was a reason my plans got canceled. And it was so I could be there to get that little piece of paper to this girl and to be able to be in touch with her. And so, which, which a couple verses that come to mind with this is Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24, which says, "A person's steps are directed by the Lord. How then can anyone understand their own way?" And the other verse is Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 8, which reads, "It is the Lord who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed." And, it's so easy to get caught up in our own thoughts and day-to-day activities of, oh no, this didn't go as planned. What am I going to do now? Oh no, like we don't have enough food. What are we going to do? Or, you know, we allow ourselves to get overwhelmed with the simplest of details, and we don't always allow ourselves to truly slow down, take a deep breath, and just allow God to lead the way. And we just get so caught up in trying to get everything done or do it our own way that we don't allow God to truly show up and work in the way that we need to let him do. And so this is an example of just how important it is, again, to just take life one step at a time and just remind ourselves that even in our deepest, darkest moments, God is always there. You know, when we're in our business meetings, God is there to set the stage for what's to come with that. You know, and it's all a matter of just trusting God and just truly taking it one step at a time and allowing Him to lead the way. Like, if you have a desire to start your own business, dream big and start small and allow God to guide you every step of the way. And there's even a poem that comes to mind with this, which is the Footprints in the Sand poem. And it says, "One night a man had a dream. He dreamed he was walking along the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes of his life. For each scene he noticed two sets of footprints in the sand, one belonging to him and the other to the Lord. When the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked back at the footprints in the sand. He noticed that many times across the path of his life, there was only one set of footprints. He also noticed that it happened at the very lowest and saddest times of his life. This really bothered him, and he questioned the Lord about it. Lord, you said that once I decided to follow you, you'd walk with me all the way. But I have noticed that during the most troublesome times of my life, there is only one set of footprints. I don't understand why. When I needed you most, you would leave me." The Lord replied, "My precious, precious child, I love you and I would never leave you. During your times of trials and suffering, when you saw only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you." And so I hope that you all take this as a reminder that God is always with you and He is always going before you. And, you know, the first time that I heard this poem, it was actually when I was probably about 11 or 12 years old. My mom and I were going through a box of stuff that belonged to my grandma. And at the very, very bottom of the box was actually her Bible cover, and it still smelled like her. And, you know, in the moment, that was a subtle reminder that God was with me, because at that point she had already passed on. And so, hope this encouraged you all in some way to always just embrace whatever you're going through and just know that it's okay if things don't always go as planned, and just trust that God is working in the midst of it all, no matter what. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.